What's up, YouTube? I'm back for another video. Today I'm gonna do some reviews on movies that I have. So my first one, I'm gonna go through this one first because this one, I really like this movie. I don't know if anybody's seen it. It's called Selfless. This older guy he wasn't doing good. He was about to die, and he actually undergoes like a medical procedure that he goes into a younger body. He has the consciousness and everything of like himself, but he's being put into a younger body so that way he can be healthy and, you know, that he won't die. So this movie, I like this movie. This movie, you have to really, really like watch this movie. You can't just be like, okay, yeah, I see. Okay, this is what happened. You have to really pay attention to this movie. This movie is really, really good. They call it a psychological thriller movie. Yes, to a point, because it's talking about, you know, in your head and, you know, just it's really good. So I recommend this movie. If I can rate it 1 to 10, which I'll do all the movies, if I could rate it 1 to 10, this would definitely be a 10. This is something that I can actually watch over and over again because it's really good. So it's called Selfless. There you go. Gets you thinking. Alright, so the next movie is Saw. Now, I have the whole collection of Saw. I love this movie. All of them. Every single one of them I love. To me, like when I watch this movie, I think of the director, the producer, like everything. What made them come up with a movie like this? What made them come up with a torture movie like this? That people had to go through, cutting your body open to get a key. It just, everything. Like there was one, I remember the one movie, they had a key with a fishing string down the person's throat, and the other person, in order to save them, they had to pull the key out up their esophagus and out their mouth to save them. Now imagine a fishing string with the hook with the key on it. So it's kind of like, it gets your mind wondering, like, who produces these kind of things? And look, you see by the picture, that was one of the traps as well. Who thinks of these? But it's entertaining. It's very good. Another one I recommend. If I was to rate it 1 out of 10, every single one of them would be a 10. Alright. So we'll go to the next one. And this is a classic. This is 4 movies in one. They're called family favorites. It has The Little Rascals, Casper, Flipper, and Leave It to Beaver. I watched Flipper and Leave It to Beaver, but not as much. I liked Casper and I loved The Little Rascals. I watched it when I was younger, and I still would watch it to this day. You know, who doesn't love a classic movie? So these movies, yes, I definitely recommend. I would say Little Rascals, I would give it a 10. Casper, I would give it probably at about a 7. I do like Casper, but, you know, I give it about a 7. Flipper, I did like it because I love dolphins. I really do. But I would give it probably like a 5. And then Leave It to Beaver, I watched Leave It to Beaver, but not as much. So I really can't rate it because I haven't really watched it. Alright, let's see. Next one is Daddy Daycare. I definitely give this movie a 10. This movie is so funny. Every one of the actors and actresses in it are very good. You know, a bunch of guys watching kids. They open up a daycare center and watching kids. It's hilarious. The little kids, even them in the movie, it's funny. It's an epic movie that everybody has to watch. You can watch it with the kids, you can watch it by yourself, and it's still a good movie. So I rate it a 10. Daddy Daycare. Alright, so let's see. My next one is House Party. Now this is all 4 of the House Parties in one. It came as a collection. Again, it's a classic. Very, very funny. Every one of the actors in it, they did a great job with this movie. They kept you laughing basically throughout the whole movie. I mean, there was a couple serious scenes in there, but overall, it was very, very funny. So I do definitely give this movie a 10, and I would always watch this movie again and again. All right. So this one, Breaking In with Gabriel Union. There's not even, I love this. I love this movie only because as a mother, as a parent, whether it's the mother or the father, and you are trying to protect your child, you're going to do anything that you can to protect them. So this movie, it explained it all. She was the best actress in this movie. I like watching this movie because of how she was in the movie. She did have a couple scenes that it looked like she was being defeated and that it didn't look good, and then she came back. So I recommend this movie. I definitely give this one a 10. Okay, the next one is, this is actually a show. There's 35 episodes in it. It's Johnny Carson. My mom and I used to watch this all the time. I never watched these. Even growing up, I never watched it, but I have heard about them, and, I've heard how good they are. They're funny, but I never watched them, so I really can't rate this one because I haven't watched it. But it's just part of my collection. It is the best of Johnny Carson and Friends. There we go. And on the back, it tells you all the episodes that are on there. And then on the inside, it has little individual discs with all of the episodes on them. There's 4 discs in here. Alright, so the next one is the Laugh Out Loud 3-movie collection. It is all with Kevin James. Now, if you know him, he's known for being the actor in Mall Cop. They have 2 of them now, but this one only has the one. It has Here Comes the Boom, which I've never seen, Mall Cop, and then the Zookeeper. Again, this is another really good movie. You can watch it with the family, watch it by yourself. They're very good movies. The Zookeeper I really liked, only because I like movies with the animals and stuff like that. But Mall Cop, it was hilarious, and the second one was even better. If I was to rate them, I would probably give Mall Cop, I would probably give it like an 8. The Zookeeper, I would probably give it like a 7. But again, they're still good movies. If you guys get a chance, check them out. It's Here Comes the Boom, Mall Cop, and the Zookeeper. Alright, my next one is Soul Survivors, The Killer Cut. This movie was really creepy. The Friends, I don't want to give too much of the movie because I don't want to deter you guys from watching it, but a couple of the people have died in the movie and they came back, and I can't even give no more, but very good movie. If I was to rate it, I would probably give it like a 9, and I would watch it again. I've watched it probably like 5 times already since it came out. And I think this came out in 2000, I think it says 2001 maybe? Soul Survivors. Give it a 9. Alright, let me see. I gotta save that one for last. Family Guy, It's a Trap. Very funny. If you like Family Guy, then you will like this. I've only watched it maybe like twice, but it's funny. If I was to rate it, I would probably give it about a 7. But I would definitely watch it again. Alright, I'm just going to show you this one because I have the other collection already down there, but I have bought this already separately. But this is just one of the Saw movies. Again, I give it a 10. Really creepy. I don't know who thought of torturing people like this, but it is what it is. Alright, Ouija Exorcism. Okay. This one says the game will possess you. I haven't watched this in a really long time, so I don't remember all the specifics of the movie, but I've always been a fan of horror movies, so I would always watch, the horror movies no matter what. But again, there's the actual disc. If I was to rate it, I would probably rate it a 10 because I love horror movies, so of course. Alright, Resident Evil. Now, somebody brought this movie up in their video. Big Bayday. Brought it up in his video. So shout out to Big Bayday. But Resident Evil, I actually played the game as well, not just watched the movies. I didn't watch every single one of them. I believe there's 4 or 5 of them. But this is the 4 of them. Would I rate it a 10? Probably not, but it's not bad. It's not a bad movie to watch if you're going to watch it every so often. I would say, oh, let's watch this and this, over and over again, because I wouldn't, but not a bad movie. Or movies. Alright, this I'm going to skip because this is just the Saw movie. That's part of the other collection that I showed you. Next one is Total Recall. This is the newer one. The other one was with Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is with Colin Farrell. Basically the same thing. It's just an updated version of the Total Recall. Same plot, everything. This I would rate probably a 10 because I liked the first Total Recall. So it has all the same plots and twists and stuff like that in the movie. It's just updated. So I would give that a 10. This is Total Recall, the newer version. Okay. Getting down to the last few. Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock. I really like this movie. I thought it was really funny. I like her as an actress. So if I was to rate this, I would probably rate it an 8. Because this is funny. They actually have another one that came out after this one. I think it was a few years after. But definitely, it is a must-watch. Very funny movie. And, she's always, she's one of the best actresses. And so, yeah, I would rate this about an 8. All right. So, my next one is Unknown with my favorite, Liam Neeson. This actually was really good. He's a known action hero movie. He played in the Airplane movies. He played in several different movies that it broadened his acting skills. But he's very good. I really, really like him. Any movie that he would watch, I definitely would watch it. But this one, yes, definitely. This one, I would rate a 10. No doubt. Alright, so I'm going to do these 2 in 1 because it's the same movie, but just part 1, part 2, and Twilight. This one is part 1 of Twilight. And this one is part 2. Now, if you're a fan of Twilight, then you know, in the beginning, that she was not a vampire, but at the end, she decided to be one, and she had a child. And he was the protector of her. So, in these 2, it kind of it gave you the story of what was going on with all of that, but I'm waiting for the new one. I'm really, really, really waiting for the new one because these movies are so good. If I had to rate them 1 to 10, it would be a 20. I know, 1 to 10, I know, but it's a 20. I can sit there and watch these over and over and over and over again because I love Twilight. All right, move that one. Let me put this down here. So last but not least is Goonies. Classic, but guess what? It's still popular. If you don't watch Goonies, what are you doing? Goonies. We're talking about Goonies. Chunk. Come on, he's my favorite. Chunk. You know, he did the truffle shuffle and I don't know. I can say so much about this, and it's already 15 minutes, and I could probably talk for 20, 25 minutes, maybe even more about this movie, but I'm not going to. I won't take up more of your time, but this is up there with Twilight. I can watch Goonies over and over again, and I still would love this movie. I could not get bored of this movie. If they came out with an updated version, I would still watch it. So, that's all I gotta say about that. This is my movie collection. Well, half of it. But I thank you guys for tuning in with me, and I hope you guys can all go check out these movies if you haven't already. And let me know if you have any movies in your collection that I just told you about and what you guys think about them. And like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. And also share this video. Love you guys.